everyone, and welcome into Comic Issues Daily. And today we're going to say, everyone, buckle up. Today's lineup is loaded. We've got Superman and Spider-Man teaming up again after nearly 50 years. Fortnite just dropped a wild K-pop anime crossover. Marvel's new X-Men event is basically a dystopian gut punch, and we've even got a nasty real-world update on Diamond's bankruptcy. This one's going to be fun. Let's get into it. Also, just want to remind everybody that we are still supporting Brandon, aka Mon Comics. He and his family lost their house on house fire a couple weeks ago. Here's the GoFundMe right here. So if you can support Brandon and Mon Comics and his family, please go to this GoFundMe and do that. Every little bit will help. All right. Thank you, everybody, for that. And we also want to give a quick shout out to Ron's Comic Closet, the sponsor of I Have Comic Issues and this channel. It's a good spot where you can go and grab all your new releases, back issues, and things like that. And if you use code I Have Issues at checkout, you'll get 20% off your first purchase with Ron. Go grab some books, support the shop. That'd be great. All right. Now, okay, let's start with the big bombshell today. DC and Marvel are teaming up again. Yep, we're finally getting a new Superman and Spider-Man crossover in 2026, but not one, but two books. DC is putting out Superman, Spider-Man #1 in March, and then Marvel's answering with Spider-Man, Superman #1 in April. They're keeping the creative team a secret, but you know both sides are saving their A-listers for this. What makes this even cooler is the timing. It's all about the 50th anniversary of their very first crossover back in 1976. To celebrate, they're also going to reprint those massive treasury editions of the originals in January and February. If you've never seen one, they're huge, oversized books, total collector pieces, perfect ways to revisit the history before the new stories drop. And honestly, this feels like the crown jewel of DC and Marvel titles. We're friends again era. Deadpool and Batman was wild, but Superman and Spidey are two icons. This isn't just fan service, it's a big statement. The walls between the big two are cracking, and we're about to see some legendary collabs. Who's your dream team for this book? Writer and artist. Drop your picks in the chat right now. And also, but speaking of crossovers, Fortnite, the video game, just went full anime. K-pop chaos, and it's live today. All right, gamers. This one's nuts. Fortnite teamed up with Netflix K-pop Demon Hunters and dropped a huge collab. The group Hunter X, Rami, Myra, and Zoe are now full playable skins, outfits, back billings, pickaxe, emotes, the whole package. They went all in on this one. But here's the real twist. They didn't stop at the cosmetics. They built a whole new game mode called Demon Rush. Think Horde Rush, but reskinned with the Demon Hunters vibe. You and your squad fight endless waves of demons to seal the honeymoon. High energy, chaotic, exactly what you expect from a K-pop anime crossover. And just to spice things up, they're adding a new mythic to Battle Royale and Blitz. Romney's empowered sword and Myra's spicy ramen consumable. Yes, you can literally eat noodles mid-fight for buffs. That's peak Fortnite energy right there. Yeah, sorry, I don't know a lot about Fortnite or this particular video game. Demon Rush is live right now. If you tried it, how's that sword feel in game? And while Fortnite's fighting demons, Marvel's X-Men are facing something way darker. This new event just turned Cypher into a god-tier villain. Marvel just dropped Age of Revelations Overture #1, and wow, they did not hold back. This event launches us 10 years into the future of a dystopian future where mutants rule the eastern U.S. in what they call the Revelation territories. And the ruler, not Magneto, not Sinister. Nope. It's Cypher. Doug Ramsey. The guy whose power is literally, I understand languages. Except expect plot twist. His powers evolved. It's no longer just about translation. Now he can command reality itself with his voice. He speaks, reality obeys, which basically makes him the scariest mutant alive. And he's using it to wipe out humanity and build this creepy forced mutant utopia. The issue drags Cyclops into this nightmare future to see what his choices led to. And now he's got to lead a desperate strike against his former friend. It's brutal, it's bleak, and it's giving big Age of Apocalypse vibes. The kicker, Marvel's replacing the current X books with series set entirely in this world. We're living in Age of Revelations for the foreseeable future. Did Marvel just make Cypher the best new villain since House of M? Grab your copy and tell me in the comments. But while mutants are stuck in a nightmare future, Marvel also dropped a massive omnibus and take us back to the Gillen's age of X-Men era. Collectors, your shelves are about to cry. Marvel announced the Uncanny X-Men by Kieran Gillen omnibus dropping April of 2026. Clocking in at 1,000 pages, this is the entire Cyclops Emma Frost era collected. Sword number 1 through 5, both Gillen's run of Uncanny X-Men and the fallout of AVX. Consequences is basically Gillen's greatest hits. You get Beast and Abigail Brand fighting to save Sword from political takeover, Magneto officially joining the X-Men, a break world warship full of vengeance, and Juggernaut powered up by Asgardian black magic is chaos at every turn. And of course, it builds to Cyclops forming the Extinction Team. Storm, Emma, Namor, Colossus, Magic, and Magneto, an absolute powerhouse squad. They battle world-ending threats, deal with Mr. Sinister hijacking a dreaming Celestial, and then the whole Phoenix saga blows up into Avengers versus X-Men, and we all know where that left Cyclops. This is essential mutant history. Pre-orders are the only way to guarantee this one. Don't sleep on it if you want it in your collection. And speaking of power struggles, GenV just showed us Mary's might actually be scarier than Homelander. Okay, GenV fans, episode 5 was wild. We finally learned the truth about Marie Moreau's powers, and it turns out she's not just another Compound V kid. Her aunt dropped the bomb. She's Project Odessa's only survivor, meaning she's basically a one-of-a-kind lab creation built to be more powerful than anyone else. Dean Cypher, yep, the guy running Godolink, is the one who delivered her as a baby and has been pulling the strings her whole life. He set up this insane stage fight with Jordan Lee, pushing Marie to finally stop holding back. No knife, no hand gestures, just raw power. And when she cuts loose, it's terrifying. She levitates Jordan, making the blood in their bodies surge painfully, nearly killing them, and only stopping at the last second. Cypher lays it out. The entire universe exists just to build her into the most powerful soup alive, which of course she's now dead set on fighting against. Marie versus Homelander. Who you got? Drop your vote in the live poll or live chat. Meanwhile, over in Gotham, Tim Drake just got stuck in the worst possible ride-along. Fraction's second Batman issue puts Tim Drake front and center, and it's brutal. He gets injured, cuffed, locked in the back of a GCPD transport van with dozens of uncut criminals, and yes, they all know he's Robin. So basically, he's a sitting duck. The whole issue is a survival story. Tim can't use his hands. He doesn't have gadgets, just his brain and his training, and Fraction intercuts it with flashbacks of Bruce teaching Tim how to drive stick in the Batmobile. It sounds random, but by the end, that one lesson literally saves his life. It's tense, it's clever, and it's really nails why Tim is such a brilliant tactician. He survives purely through wit and training, and on top of that, the arc is setting up the GCPD's fully setting up the GCPD, fully turning on Batman and Robin. Gotham is about to get messy. Tim fans, drop a T in the chat. Let's show him some love. And while Tim's proving himself, Hawkman just broke bad in the worst possible way. Over in DC, the Absolute Universe just took a dark turn. Absolute Evil #1 formed a villainous Justice League with Ra's al Ghul, Veronica Cale, Eleanor Thawne, Hector Hammond, and Joker. Except this Joker is no joke. He's running crime like a boardroom CEO. The real shock is Hawkman. In flashbacks, we learn he betrayed the JSA back in the 50s, selling them out to the House Un-American Activities Committee, and now he's the muscle for the villain squad. And just when you think that that's enough, Brainiac reaches across the multiverse and contacts Lex Luthor, but not evil Lex. It's Family Man, main universe Lex Luthor, who's actually living a good life. And apparently that Lex is the only one who can stop absolutely evil. Did not have Lex as a saver on my bingo card. Which hero's absolute twist shocked you the most? Sound off below and let me know. And now for the real gut punch. The Diamond bankruptcy disaster just got uglier. This one's not fun, but it matters. Diamond's bankruptcy keeps spiraling, and now they're suing over 135 publishers, everyone from indie darlings to bigger names like Piazza and Green Ronin. Basically, if you didn't file obscure legal paperwork to secure your stock, Diamond lawyers are claiming your books are theirs. Publishers are stuck in an impossible spot, fighting expensive lawsuits to get their own stock back or buy their own books from Diamond at marked up prices. Is brutal. Meanwhile, Diamond's legal fees alone have already blown past $4.5 million. Money that's not going to the publishers, not going to creators, and just going to lawyers. And it's indie comics that are getting crushed the most. If Diamond collapses harder, the whole ecosystem takes a hit. If you care about indie creators, small shops, support your LCS, and share this around. People need to know what's happening. Before we wrap up, don't forget that this Sunday and every Sunday, I have the Comic Channel Origins live stream, and where I speak to YouTube content comic book creators about how they started their YouTube channel and grew it from where it began to where it is now. But this Sunday is a special Sunday because it's the first Sunday in October, which is the Comics Curing Cancer Month. And I am going to be talking to the Fantastic Four of Comics Curing Cancer, Rob's Fat Sex of Comics, Mark from Legion of Comics, DJ Lynx, and Austin LeMay. I'm going to be talking to them about the process and what they do to operate and run C3 for the comic book community and to fight against the ultimate supervillain, which is cancer. So please join us. Please feel free to ask questions. I'll have them all here. It'll be a great time for everyone. And that's a wrap on today's Comic Issues Daily. Thank you for kicking it with me, chat. You make these streams the best part of my day. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell so you don't miss tomorrow's chaos. I'm Bryant, and this is I Have Comic Issues and Comic Issues Daily. And I'll catch you next time, and stay nerdy.